1270 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I guess it would be fair to say that we're a pretty playful bunch here at WOCA. We are a very playful bunch, and I'll be honest with you, that makes it fun to work here. It's not about being on the air as much as it is being here. You know, there's a lot of creativity that happens here, a lot of fun, and a lot of playfulness, and I've worked jobs that were non-radio jobs that had that same kind of culture. I remember working at an assisted living facility. I only did it for 3 years, but it was just a blast. I mean, I had so much fun with the folks who were living there and the other staff. And we have, every once in a while, we have a career source in here, and they represent other job opportunities that we bring to the listeners. And the question of the culture of the job place always comes up, or usually comes up, right? And it's hard to explain sometimes, but if you were, I'll give you a good example of a time in my life when I chose one work environment over the other. When I was out in California, when I was much younger, there were two different, I was in the music business, there were two different record companies that I was considering working for. And one, no offense to all the people who wear suits, but everybody in this record company was wearing, all the guys were in suits. Yeah. Everybody was very hush-hush. It was a quiet environment. They had a lot of chrome and mirrors, I remember, in the decorations, you know, and it was very, very businesslike. The other record company, which is the one I ended up working with, was playful. The guy who I would be answering to came out and met me wearing a Bugs Bunny T-shirt. I'm not saying that's the best way, but in the record business, it's a creative world, right?
And that was a heavy hitter.
It was very heavy. It was Warner. It was it wasn't Warner Bros. It was a subsidiary.
Chapel?
No, gosh, I can't remember the name of it now.
Reprise.
No, gosh, I can't remember. Can't believe I forgot the name. But it was one of the Warner products. The something brothers. I can't remember now. But anyway, on the phone, Nick Gianoulis is on the phone. He's the creator of something called the Fun Department, specializing in employee engagement, team building, and corporate events. And he's written a book. It's called Playing It Forward, the definitive how-to model for creating a winning workplace culture. And of course, you could go overboard, what you could think, right? But Nick, good morning, Nick. This is a fun topic. I'm liking it already.
Good morning.
Oh, you're a little muffled.
You hear me okay?
Oh, that's much better. Yes. Good morning, Nick.
Better. Good morning.
Where are you calling from?
Calling from right outside of Philadelphia. Actually, we're headquartered in Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, wow. I have some fond memories of Philadelphia. See, I played colleges in Philadelphia.
Great.
I used to do the college circuit, and you have a few colleges up there. So how explain this, and did I hit on it at all in my introduction? Did I hit on it?
Sure, yeah, sure. So we are a company that our model has been delivering fun in the workplace. So a lot of people espouse the virtues of fun, right? So that there's people that have written books and talk about the why fun. Think of us as the how-to. So I worked for many years in a corporate environment with a work hard, play hard culture, and I just gravitated towards the fun part. I was fascinated by it because I thought it was our competitive advantage as a company. We consistently outperformed our competitors, and people really just enjoyed working there. We worked hard and played hard. So I started to research it and study it, and all the data started to show up on increases in creativity and morale and productivity and ultimately profitability. So I thought, I'm going to start a company called the Fun Department and deliver fun in the workplace, and that's been our model.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so now, fast forward a decade later, we've delivered more fun than anyone in the world, and we've put out a book entitled Playing It Forward. That is the how-to. It's our model and science of how to create a great workplace environment.
Oh, I can't wait to hear more and to read the book. Robin and I were involved in a fundraiser. Was it earlier this year where we did the Oompa Prize?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you what we did. I play accordion, Robin plays mandolin, and we were asked if we would help raise money for the Literacy Council here, the local Literacy Council. So we tried to rack our brain. What can we do? What can we do? Well, what we thought of doing was charging people a tip, $20, whatever, and we would show up at their workplace playing the chicken dance.
Yeah.
just kind of walk in, like barge in on them, but somebody would have to let us in. We couldn't just walk in.
Right.
And it was fun. It was fun because in the stuffiest of environments, like at a bank, for example, where everybody's serious, or an office place, all of a sudden everybody was doing that thing with their elbows, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was such fun.
yeah. So
that's great.
So I mean, is that what you're talking about when you say deliver fun to the workplace?
Sure. So what we do is because we have to really think of fun as a process, not an event. And, we're shifting a paradigm. People traditionally think, the holiday party, summer picnic, were the two big events.
Right.
And they were on weekends, felt a little more obligatory. And, national statistics indicate that, they're just not as popular. People don't want to do those things on the weekend. So our model is on company time, brief and consistent. And that's really how you produce the business results and create culture. An event is not necessarily going to do it. We don't discourage people having, a holiday party or summer picnic, but try to do it, a little bit during business hours, and do some other things, simple, easy things during the course of the year that create that fun culture. It's like permission to play. All starts with leadership, so whoever the leader is, it's kind of their, job and responsibility to allow that to occur in the workplace. And then we work and really develop a plan with companies that fit their culture, their timing, their forums, their themes, their opportunities for fun at their office.
I really like the fact that you worked science into your equation of fun, because you did a lot of research for something like this, and you wouldn't think that fun needs to be on the heels of science.
That's a great point, Robin. And my co-author and partner, Nat Measley, amazing young man who really comes from an academic background, a bit of a scientist, but also, just a great human being and an awesome performer. But he really studied it. And I sent him out on a mission. I said, find universal fun for me. I want to know what things are universally fun for everybody. And he came back a year later and he said, Nick, I don't have, I've got good news, bad news. The bad news is fun is different for everybody. But we can create shared experiences. We can find out what things are common to a group by these exercises and these things that we do. So it's very much a process that's where we start, kind of a needs assessment, and then the shared experience, which works for 2 people or 2,000, it works every time. Find some things that are in common for an organization and build things around that. So it's very much a science, and it works. We do simple, easy things. We're not big on big fancy production or spending lots of money. Often we're talking companies off the cliff. They're saying, we want 4 hours of team building and we got a big budget. And like, really? 4 hours of team building? Have you ever seen a comedian for 4 hours or had a massage for 4 hours?
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Wow.
We'll give you an hour and we'll rock your world, and then send your people home. You'll be a rock star.
My son works for a company up in Gainesville. It's a university town north of here, and I don't know what his work culture is like, but he posted a video one time. I guess a couple of guys from a famous band that the young people would all know. Mm-hmm. I guess they just showed up and played acoustic versions of their music for their lunch period or something like that. And somebody must have hired them. Somebody must have arranged that.
Yeah.
But that must have been a nice break. I think schools do that. When I used to play schools, I used to play lunch things. Mm-hmm. You just show up in the cafeteria and you play for a half hour or whatever. Yeah.
And music works every time. It's one of we have laws of fun, and I hate to use the word laws. It's kind of an oxymoron with fun. But there are things that are universally true about fun and the way it's delivered. And music is one of those things. We never do anything without music. So I've been to many parties where, everything is great, the food's great, the people are great, but the music's not there. It just doesn't, it doesn't work. And the same thing holds true in the workplace. So the appropriate music will get people, engaged, energized, kind of, loosen them up. So, music is just one of those things that, we work in to every delivery that we do. And again, keep it simple.
Oh, I can't wait to hear more. I want to ask you after the break how the bean counters are satisfied. Can you show that having fun actually increases the bottom line? So don't answer yet. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Great.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds today. Watch out for a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. The high today 89 to 93. Partly cloudy overnight, though 73 to 77. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a shower and thunderstorm around in the afternoon and evening. The high 90 to 94. And on Friday, times of clouds and sunshine with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm likely. The high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
This weather is brought to you by your local Safeway water dealer, who would like to remind you to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away.
WWOCA,
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It almost goes without saying that if you're going to do a radio show, you better make sure you interject a lot of fun into the show. It doesn't have to be 24 hours of fun, but you have to have some moments, like that little piece that just ran there where the kids were singing the WOCA song. Mm-hmm. And I think at Christmas time, the mall, we broadcast from the mall. Nick Gianoulis is on the phone. Nick, am I saying your last name correctly?
That's correct. Very, very good.
All right. So we're talking about fun. Nick is the author of a book called "Playing It Forward: The Definitive How-To Model for Creating a Winning Workplace Culture," and he's created the fun department. So here we broadcast from the local mall, and in the Christmas season, the mall hires Robin and I to walk through the mall singing Christmas songs. I mean, and we don't do the low-key ones. We do the upbeat ones,
Yeah.
We do the upbeat ones. And it's September, and the other day somebody asked us, "Are you guys going to do it again this year?" Mm-hmm. So it gives the mall the mall workers, I guess a little boost or something. So I can see it.
Sure.
But answer the bean counter question. Do the guys who worry about the bottom line actually see an increase? Can you document that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the good news now is that there's a lot of data that's coming out in support of quantitative data in support of fun in the workplace, and it's undeniable now because Forbes just released a report that of the 100 best companies in the country to work for, 81% report that they have a fun workplace environment. And so the companies that we tend to work for, whether they're big or small companies, doesn't matter what industry that they're in, whether it's technology or a plumbing company, it doesn't matter. They're the top performing companies in their industry. And it's not a mistake, that fun is part of their culture. It's by design. So I often tell people that fun will not save the day if you're not a good company already. You have to be, treat your employees fairly,
right.
have good leadership, good management. But it is the competitive advantage when all else is equal. And so it's producing really great results. And there's people that have done a much better job than I have on the why fun. Again, we're the how-to, but Scott Christopher wrote The Levity Effect, a great book that really gives the quantitative data, and we do actually measure it now. We establish a baseline with companies, and we look for increases in engagement with their employees, and a 1 or 2% increase in engagement for a company can mean millions of dollars, depending on the size of the company.
And that camaraderie and teamwork that is generated makes everybody feel like they're contributing.
Sure. And it's the other thing that's driving a lot of it, Robin and Larry, is millennials. So they really demand fun in the workplace, and given the choice of culture versus pay, they're going to pick culture every time. And it's really interesting. I work with a lot of millennials in our business, and it's fascinating. I love them because they're super highly productive, but they need flexibility. They're called the trophy kids, right? There's another great book out about millennials, the trophy kids. They need rewards. They need to be recognized. They need play. So it's really that part is driving a lot of this, because by the year 2025, 75% of the workplace will be millennials. So
I'm imagining a workplace that has a lot of young people would be just naturally playful, just because we were more playful when we were younger. I think we're okay. I think a lot of our peers have calmed down.
Right.
So when you say you deliver playfulness, do you actually show up at the workplace and juggle or something?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I was trying to figure this out because I haven't yet figured it out. I'm getting the concept, but I don't know how you do it. So if I were to deliver fun to, let's say, a business that would be considered an accounting firm, in your mind you have this stereotypical, view. It's just
Sure.
all, so it's all boring. You could walk in using our example of the chicken dance. Mm-hmm. You could walk in there doing the chicken dance, and it'd probably be okay. You could break it up a little bit, but you wouldn't want to do that at a funeral home. I would, especially, I would, unless it's just
no clients.
Yeah, if there's no clients. Yeah. I guess.
Right.
But then what about if you walk into Cirque du Soleil? Those guys are already having fun, aren't they? They don't need you, right?
Well, yeah. So it does depend on the environment, and we do a lot of homework prior to coming in, right? And we co-design the deliveries with the company so that they're already bought in, like the theme, So, a common one for accountants, when they're in crunch time, they're tax prep, they've got, they're working ungodly hours, they're, just stressed out. So we'll do things like, Cash Cubicle. We'll roll in, and it's a kind of a spin on Cash Cab, if you're familiar. Mm-hmm. So it's some fun trivia that probably things that we will have known about the company, or just a cool theme that we co-design with the company, and we select somebody, and we do a round of this cool trivia, and you win $2 bills, and there's music, and it's just fun, and everybody gets involved. People will just come out of their cubicles and play along, and 15 minutes later we're gone. It's quick, it's easy, and it just works. And then of course we do we'll hype fun coming in, like there's something coming. We encourage people to do that. So pre-game and post-game is very important. And take pictures every time and videos so that you can, post them up later.
Oh, that's a fun idea, yeah.
Another event. So that, make it a lasting thing. So our recommendation is really 12 things to start with, something once a month. And Gallup and all the major consulting agencies recommend employees need to be engaged at least once every 2 weeks, once a month at the minimum. So, do something simple, once a year or once every month. Start there. And you can do it with us or without us. We glad to teach you how to do it. Our model in science, take people through the process. People read our book and they're designing their own fund departments. It's awesome.
So but when they do hire you or another firm or any entertainer at all that they might invite in, are they doing it in conjunction with something else? Like, for example, it's a birthday. Somebody on the staff is having a birthday, or you mentioned before the holidays, that kind of thing.
Sure. So it could be that the goal of the company, maybe they want to recognize their employees. It's employee recognition. So we do things around recognition. There's usually prizes and, trophy and kind of, things that, speak to recognition. It could be just fun for fun's sake. We just want to have fun. Could be fun with a purpose. We're trying to communicate a message. Maybe it's a new company slogan and people are having trouble getting it or whatever. So we'll do a version of, whisper down the lane, the old whisper down the lane. We call it broadcast news. We select an anchor or a street reporter or a number of people, and, they deliver that message, and it's fun and it's memorable. People will not forget that tagline at the end of that event. They might otherwise, but they're, when you do it fun, that's how people learn. So
give us some tips. Give us some tips on what you do. Like any silly thing that we could all kind of copycat you and maybe add to our workplaces.
Sure. So we did something yesterday that's just a fun, easy thing to do. So I don't know how many people you have, but generally our formula is breaking people up into mini teams, so that you have, maybe, 4 or 5 small groups, and it can be a lot of people, but if you just have a, small group, break them up into teams, team captain, team name. All right, you're competing for something. You can do something like chopstick relay, right? So you take, chopsticks, and that 4 people, 5 people on the team have to pass around a paper clip, a pen that, only with chopsticks. At the end, first person to win, wins $2. But it goes in 10 minutes. It's fast. It's easy. It's riot. It's fun. It works every time. Chopstick relay, because you're dropping the things and you got to start over. And
really?
People are naturally competitive. So we do tie a little bit of competition, mild competition, into an event, because people just generally like that. And the guy who designed a lot of our fun, the original Philly fanatic, right, Dave Raymond. So he has had fun all of his life and knows how to entertain people in very short bursts.
Wow.
In between innings.
So who hires you the most? Is it and what kind of business do you show up at the most often?
In our marketplace, generally it's banking, simply because we're in the banking, capital of the country in Delaware, and we do a lot in pharma and financial, and really any sector you can think of, we've done it. Legal, accounting, plumbing, distribution.
Wow.
So really anywhere where a leader gets it and embraces.
So, we have some watermelon farms here. Can you imagine showing up on the watermelon farm, just getting everybody, stop picking watermelons for 15 minutes. We're going to do a chopstick race or something.
I would love to do a theme with watermelon. That's awesome. We haven't done that yet. We've got thousands of things, but there's you can really, in this process that we follow and we have people go through, that's how we design the activities, and people can come up with really creative ideas.
Very creative.
And bottom line is, it helps the bottom line. It helps.
It does.
Helps everybody.
It does.
Yeah.
The book is called Playing It Forward. Nick Gianoulis is the author. Nick, how do we get the book?
So the book is available on Amazon or CreateSpace. Just Google Playing It Forward on Amazon, or search Playing It Forward. And our website is www.thefun, abbreviation for department.com. And we do nationally accredited workshops, speaking engagements, all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, my goodness. You've given us so many great ideas, and you've inspired us. Thank you for doing that, Nick, and looking forward to getting the book. Playing it forward, thefundepartment.com. Department is abbreviated, thefundept.com. That was fun. Thank you, Nick. That was great.
Thank you very much. When I come to Ocala, I'm coming to visit you guys.
I hope so. When we're in Philly, we'll show up at your office
that would be great.
And do the chicken dance with you.
That's right. In Wilmington, we'll be there.
Thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. An apology from Hillary Clinton over her email controversy.
The former Secretary of State told ABC News it was a mistake to use a private email server.
I'm sorry about that. I take responsibility. And I'm trying to be as transparent as I possibly can.
Clinton also said everyone she emailed within the government